G'day everybody and welcome back. A different sort of build this week. I'm going to attempt to make a drill bit, a 30mm drill bit that takes these inserts, like a spade insert. I'm thinking it'll end up being about 120mm of drill bit, and then to hold it I'm going to use an ER40 26mm collet, and that way I can run it in the mill or the lathe. If I put a Morse tape of 3, then the adapter I use on the mill, it's really long. So going to give it a go and see what happens anyway. Anyway, hope you enjoy and we'll give it a go. Okay, I've got to turn this chrome off it. So I've got one of these CBN tyre, I don't know what they are, they're either a CBN, I'm not too sure. See how it goes, turn this chrome bar off, and I've put the coolant back on the lathe. So we'll run a bit of coolant because I don't like the dust that comes off this. I've only used this insert once before, so I'm not real sure on feed rates and speeds, but we'll find out. I think that's got all the chrome off it. So I want to take that down to 26 neat. That's 27, change over inserts to get a good finish on it. Okay, we've got 0.44 to come off that to bring it to 26mm. Okay, we'll just check this. Should be 26 on the number. I chamfered that edge too off camera. .26 on the, yeah, whisker over. What I've got here is a radius or button tool, 5mm button tool. I just want to put a nice radius in that corner. Bit of Scotch Brite on that will clean it up just nice. Just takes away that sharp edge. I've had that tool for quite a while. I bought that when I'd done that hydraulic cylinder for coal, and I ordered it, and then it was on the back order, and then yeah, it turned up after I'd done the job. Just spun it around, put in a collet, see how good it runs. It's not running too bad. I'll jam a centre in its dot and Righto, we'll get this chrome off here. I've just put a new pump in this cooling system too, so she's got a good bit of flow now. Pretty sure I don't know real good finish, but I'm pretty sure that's all the chrome off it. So change tools out and clean that up and get a measurement on it. Okay, that's measuring just over 36 mils, 36.21, so it's got to come to 29.5. Okay, we've got that rough down about 1/2 mil up, so I'm just going to do a real light pass just to clean it up and get a good measurement, and then do a final one with this TNGG insert, which takes, yeah, be running pretty slow, so take a while. Okay, I measured that. We got 29.85 and 0.02, the difference from end to end, which I'm not overly concerned about. I'm not trying and chase that. So I want to go to 29.5. Not real happy with that finish. It's got a few lines in it, and I've got to go in with a radius tool and finish that corner off. I was chasing 29.5. .51, 51.5, 52. I'll just finish this corner off, and I didn't chamfer this end either, this shoulder back up here, so I'm going to have to try and, I'll see if I can go in with this tool and just break that edge. They look pretty even, and they'll do. So there's our blank. So what I've got to do now is work out a way to hold it in the mill to put the slot in and drill and ream an 8mm hole that takes the insert. So I've got a bit of fiddling around to do now to try and work that out. First things first is to clean this lathe. I'm not going to be using it for the rest of the day, so clean it up and then it's one less job. Righto, give it an oil and it's done. Okay, so here's my setup. I forgot I had this chuck, but it fits in there perfectly with that shoulder down in there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Just clears the jaws, bottom of the jaws. So just clamp that to the table. I spun the head around and shot it out a fraction. That saved me taking off the vise. Just got to true it up to the spindle. It's got to have a slot put in it to take that insert and a round 8mm hole. Okay, I have fiddled around and I've got this the best I can. Shift that around a bit so you can see it. I'm not going to worry about that little bit of deviation, that's plenty close enough for me. Now I've got to put in a slot that's 8.7mm wide and I'm going to go down 12.3mm deep. Okay, we're right to touch off and put this slot in. Okay, that's 12mm deep. I'm just going to deburr the top, there's a tiny burr, and then just check the depth. Make sure I am right on 12mm deep, and then I've got to widen it out 1.35 each side. Okay, I now own a metric depth mic. Thank you very kindly. 12.09. And I want to go 12.3. Okay, I've decided I'm just going to go 12.2. Then I'll do the, I'll widen it out and I'll take the last 0.1 just when I clean up the floor. Now I've got to start widening it out to 8.7. Okay, we are at 8.66. We have to be 8.7. So that's an 8.7 gauge block stack. I just took that 0.1 off the bottom that I nearly forgot about. Okay, I'm going to run this down around 13mm, 13.5mm, and then I'll open it up with an 8mm ray. Okay, we've got the cheapest of all 8mm reams, and that's all we've got to use. Not a bad fit for a Chinese reamer. I'm going to have to drill a hole the entire way through from one end to the other. So if this insert does get stuck, I can push it out. I don't want to push it all the way down now just in case it does get stuck. But as far as the fit goes, I'm pretty happy with that. Some time ago I done a job for my neighbour, and he picked up these two Bordeaux long saw. There was two of them. They're a 6mm long series drill. I don't know where he got them from. I don't think he could even remember. But these will go all the way through. Seems to be drilling very nice. Certainly don't want it to break off halfway through, I can assure you. Okay, I've bottomed the quill out, so I'm not going to worry about going any deeper. I'll flip it around and do the other end. I'll do it from the other end, I think. Okay, I've turned it over, and hopefully it'll all line up. That lined up, by the feels of it, absolutely perfectly. I'm pretty happy about that. Not sure if I can do this or not. Not sure if you can see down the bore there, but they lined up absolutely Mickey Mouse. Rightio, I've got to put the cross hole in for the screw before I take the flutes out, so I don't go too far, if you know what I mean, and go into where the countersink and that is for the screw that holds the insert. So I've set up in a couple of V blocks and aligned the flat which is pretty good there. Also gone across the top to make sure it's level, and it's very, very close. So we can't go any further than that, but it's within 0.02. Yeah, so I'm not concerned about that. I've worked out the distance from this end back in, and then drill down. One side has to be clearance, the other side has to be M5. Okay, I've worked out that I need to come in 7.68 from this face. Listen to that wind. Wind's been flogging here all night. Something fierce. Okay, that is 7.68 there. Go through the 4.2 all the way. Gonna open the top up with a 5mm for clearance. And then I've got to countersink the top. Okay, I'm going to tap this hole first. I'm just hoping that this tap is long enough to get through before it clashes on the top. I think by the time I countersink that, I'll have enough space to get through. Be plenty. Nice. They worked again, mate. That worked out alright, eh? I used a stone and just went in there. It's a bit more rigid than a needle file to keep it flat. And everything lines up. And that's below the surface, which is pretty good. That was a good little win, that. So now I can go ahead and put the flutes in. Okay, so this is the setup I've got to put the flutes in. I've got to finish, the depth has to finish 1mm above this bottom surface here. So it's going to take a fair bit of time just to niggle down. I would have liked to have had, say, a 20mm carbide or a 20mm decent cutter to put a bigger, like a bigger run out at this end, but I haven't got one. So it's just going to have to be what it is. And as far as the depth or towards the center goes, I just, once I get it down to depth, then I can side mill. I can take this clamp off, this back clamp off, and then work out where that has to finish. But where I am now, I'm pretty safe. Not too bad. I had a bit of fiddling around, but that's all turned around now and all back in alignment. So we should be good to go. So it's exactly the same as what I've done on the other side. So how much of it I show, I don't know. Just want to get it done. Sort of a crap finish on the bottom there, but I can't do anything about that. Oh, it'll do. Okay, I am pretty sure I can take this out now, and I've got to shape the end of it. So put the angles on the end. Okay, what I've done here is I've made up just a dowel with a centre in it. Goes up the end of the hole. It's a really neat fit in that 8mm bore. I've set the angle of just a tool, just what I think is going to be right. So yeah, just gonna see what happens. Might leave it at that, I think. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far with that chamfer on the top. So what I've got to do is knock this back edge down. Might just have to do that with a file, I think. Anyway, I'll get that worked out and show you what I come up with at the end. Okay, after a bit of filing, we're ready for a test run. That's probably not correct, some of them angles, but I think the swarf will get away, I hope. So I've got a piece set up in a lathe, and we'll give it a crack in there, see what happens. Okay, I've got the lathe set at 170 RPM, going to run coolant, and I honestly don't know what to expect, so just give it a go, I guess. Just making chips. Definitely drilling a nice hole. I think we might have had a win. Well, so far I reckon that's working pretty bloody well, and the surface finish is good. So I'm going to keep going and pop this right through and have a measure of the ball. pops the ring out and that's still in there somewhere. But that feels super smooth, eh? Anyway, I'll get a measurement and see what it's saying. Just rough measurements. .03. They definitely drill on size, eh? I can see myself in the future building some different sizes of these. Dug the end of it out just with a magnet, and that's what popped out the other side of that slug. Pretty cool. I just took it out and blew it all off. You can see where a bit of swarfcock caught, but it didn't chew it up a lot. There's no damage to the cutter, and everything worked. I'm pretty stoked with that. Well, I reckon overall that was a pretty good result, and I certainly didn't expect it to drill that accurately. That was a bit of chrome bar, so I don't know whether it was a bit of 1045 or whatever it was, but it drilled it quite well. And there's no damage to the insert. Bit of a scuff mark on the shank, but I'm not a fan of making my tools go black with that cold blue, but I'm wondering whether that would look alright being cold blued. I've only ever bought a little tiny bottle of it years ago and it was absolute crap. So I don't know if you guys have got any suggestions of some stuff that's not going to mortgage the house on. Something that's a decent price. You only want enough, yeah, it's a small bottle just to do this. I just think it might protect it a bit if it's sort of got a little scuff, like a mark on it there, the swarf's gone over. I don't know whether cold blue will protect that a bit more or not, I don't know. So you guys might be able to answer that in the comments. Let me know what you think. I certainly wouldn't mind building a 50mm one now, getting an insert, 50mm insert, and building one of them just for the sake of having one. Because you never know, it might come in handy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed building it anyway, something different. Righto guys, thanks for watching and see you all hopefully next week. Hooroo.